Hello and welcome back to the channel for yet another episode of my Jurassic World UK build. So in this episode I start work on a backstage area and I build an enclosure for some Polacanthus and Iguanadon. And it's got a pretty cool little feature which you'll see later on. So as you can see here I'm just placing the facility path that leads to the backstage area. I tried to find a way to make it stay away from the main path, if that makes sense. But yeah, I didn't really know how to go about doing that, so it doesn't look too great, but it does the job. Place two of those signs there, and they basically got no entry signs, because beyond that point it would be staff only. So as you can see here, I decided to place a viewing tower that would basically act as a way for the staff to monitor the dinosaurs before they're let into the actual park. So yeah, just to check for any abnormalities or anything that's wrong with them. I mean, I know you can't actually do that in the game, but it's just to make it a bit more realistic. I then added a science centre, which would basically be where all the research and stuff is done. But yeah, anything to do with genetics and stuff, that would be sorted out in the science centre. I then placed a staff centre, because where else are the staff going to have a break? And I placed that near the hatchery and the viewing tower. I then got to work on decorating the area, which was my favourite part. But yeah, just adding all of the clutter, because that just makes things look so much better. I don't like seeing blank space in my park, so yeah, all these decorations, they're so helpful for getting rid of all the horrible areas. Yeah, my number one tip for any park builder is basically just add clutter in places where there's blank space, because it just makes things look a bit more realistic and it just gets rid of horrible blank areas. And in a real park there wouldn't be random blank spaces. So as you can see here, I started placing some fencing to stop all the people getting run over. Yeah, we need a way to separate the cars from where the people are going to be walking, because we don't want any accidents. I then added all of the trees just to cover the area up, so that people couldn't really see it from the outside. And then make a little sandy area there, because that's where the cars would be going back and forth. And then got to work on placing all of the trees. I love doing this. This is another way of getting rid of all the horrible blank areas. And with that, the backstage area is complete, for now anyways. If I see anything in the future that needs dressing, I'll get to that, but for now it's complete. So as you can see here, I'm starting work on the enclosure for my Iguanadon Polacanthus. Yeah, I wanted this to be in a little valley, because I do a little outlook viewpoint thing, which is really cool. Well, I think it's really cool. Using the medium fence, because Polacanthus and Iguanodon aren't really dinosaurs that are going to be aggressive and try to break out all the time. So this is where I had the idea of making the viewpoint. So I use the invisible fence here, and as you'll see later on, I make like a little viewpoint. I can't really explain it now, but I'll explain it as I'm doing it. Yeah, adding to the road there for the cars to go up and down. Yeah, started placing all the fencing along here, which would act as a boundary so the guests wouldn't jump into the enclosure. I mean, theoretically they could jump over it, but yeah, it's a shame you don't get like medium height fences, because that'd be really handy for different enclosure designs like this. But you got to do what you can with the tools you have in Jurassic World Evolution. But yeah, I decided to make the cliff a bit more steep here, and then I added rocks and stuff, so then basically the dinosaurs couldn't climb up and climb over the fence. But yeah, it's like a little cliff area, and I like used these long rocks here as like a little boundary, so yeah, the dinosaurs can get over. I then got to work on adding the walkway so that the guests could look over into the exhibit, making sure to double up the path so you can get more guests in the area. So after building that walkway area, I decided to start work on the interior of the exhibit. So I start placing all the trees and stuff, making it look all natural and nice. Yeah, I wanted this to be quite an open exhibit, so I leave that little area down there so the guests can get a really good view, and then the dinosaurs can roam around and graze on all the different plants I had. There we go, adding all the foliage and stuff that the dinosaurs eat. Then adding a bit of texture, so it looks a bit more rocky. And of course, add in my much loved rocks. You can never have too many rocks in your parks. Take that from me. I then started work on adding the actual dinosaurs, the thing that would make the exhibit stand out. So yeah, adding some Iguanadon. I used some random skins, and then I chose like a base skin that I wanted and kept that one, which is that one that just run past there on the left. I want them to look more like a herd instead of like all different colours, because I think it looks a lot more like uniform and stuff, how an actual herd would look.
Now, you'd think that dealing with prehistoric animals would be a problem, and you'd be right, as you probably discovered. But
So while all the dinosaurs moving in, I decided to fix up this path again, yeah, making it more wide, obviously for the guests and stuff, so then like a higher volume of guests can stand and watch. And then decided to fence it off with the planters, as you know I like to do. There's still a bit more decorating that needs to be done around this area. It's not finished yet, so I don't think that's in a finished state. I'm still going to add stuff later down the line. But then I started work on adding the Polacanthus, as you can see there. Getting rid of these dinosaurs that I didn't need. But here we go, here's a little shot of our Polacanthus coming out.